a window unit in there. It gets hot out there. There's very little storage room. We are in need of lots of things like that that are going to happen out there. We also are in need of upgrading the current fields that we have. The cost of that, one of the issues that we've come across is, I'm sure that you've all been out there, in the girls' softball field. The back edge of that field is about 6 feet from the river. As we all know, the rivers change from year to year. Every time a new flood comes through, more of that river is being taken away. It's just Mother Nature. It's not anything that we can totally control. We did do some research on how we could shore up that river and how we could fix the existing banks that are there. We worked with Sarah. We did do a project where they came in and did an evaluation and brought back that it would cost us between $268,000 and $300,000 to shore up that portion of the river. So we are looking at all aspects. We are trying to figure out ways that we can keep our park, but if you look down the road in the future, in the next 10 years, how much closer is that river going to be? How many more sinkholes are going to be in our baseball field? Then you have the liability of kids falling in them, hurting their legs, going through the fence. I mean, there's lots of things that we have to look at. But just so you know, we are looking at the current fields and seeing what we can do to adjust them. Going to be added revenue for the city if we can hold some bigger tournaments here. How are we going to pay for this? Because that's the big question. That is the one thing that everybody wants to know. We're looking at partnering with the FEDC, the 4B Corporation, Parks and Recreation Board. We are getting, there are some new members that were just appointed. There's also going to be an additional member. We're looking at really vamping up that Parks Board to help us with fundraising, being able to help put some of the costs there. Also, with the entry, we would do a brick entryway similar to what the Veterans Monument is. It would be on the ground. You would be able to buy your bricks and have them there. Corporate sponsorships for the fields and the scoreboards. HEB, Walmart, Valero. We've had interest in some of the big oil companies that are coming in now that are wanting to give back to the communities that they're now coming out to. Getting with those would be some of our corporate sponsors. So there are avenues out there that we have that will be able to help pay for this venue. What we're looking at tonight and what we're starting is a dialogue with all of you to come help us understand, one, what it is that you need, and two, what we can do to pay for it in a manner that everybody can be happy with. So that's my presentation on that. Let me give you an idea of what we've been able to see. This is a scope of what could be. This is something that was put together. With all of those other things that we're looking at. This is the scope of something that is taken. And this is strictly for your viewing. This is not anything that we've gone and got bids on. This is nothing. It's just an idea of what it could look like in that area. These would be the new fields that would be built. You can see there's covered seating there. The entryway that goes in where the bricks would be sold, there would be parking. You've got your different size fields so that you have your softball, your baseball. High school could play on one of the fields, but it could also be used for Little Leagues. It wouldn't be geared towards one thing directly. Your parking areas, there would be an entryway into it, obviously. The ticket booths would be in the brick pillars so that they could be utilized for both aesthetics and it could be used to help out with the things that we need. This is a virtual concept of what we're looking at doing. The vendor space, concession stands, and restrooms would be located under the bleachers. That way it would utilize both spaces. You wouldn't have additional buildings that would need to be built. They would be built underneath the current seating. Here's some other ideas of adding basketball courts outside, tennis courts. Pickleball is becoming real popular. It's an indoor sport here. It could be outdoor as well. This is the play area. The Lions would be added there. Some more additional for younger children.